All right, Johnny, thank you so much. Well, new this morning, a historic investment into the roadways in the city of Columbia. That includes cutting-edge technology to help identify streets that are in most need of attention.
And joining us live this morning is Mayor Chaz Molder to tell us about the paving project. Mayor, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Why is this project such a big deal for the city of Columbia?
Well, good morning, Justin and Jennifer, and it is a big deal. You know, we can do a lot of things right as a city government, but unless our streets are paved and our potholes are covered, then there's not a lot that we can say that we can brag about. And so we're really excited about this paving project, a historic investment, more money than ever invested in our paving, over 31.5 miles. And as you mentioned, some new technology that really helped us identify the streets in the greatest need of paving.
What makes, you mentioned it a couple of times there, historic? What makes the project so historic, that $31 million? How much money would you normally spend on making road improvements?
Well, to your point, it's historic in the sense that we've never really put this much of a focus on paving. We know that there are a lot of streets that need to be cared for. We have a lot of county roadways and state roadways in our community, but for a city perspective, the city streets in our neighborhoods and on our local roads, that's really what our focus is on. And so what's historic is that we've, as a city council, really taken an approach that we want to make an investment in our roadways, but also do it in a way that is responsible for the taxpayers. And instead of just going out and trying to find a road here and there that needs paving, using this cutting edge technology that brings in drones and uses technology to identify the streets that need paving the most. And then that way we can also keep a list of streets for the future. If we couldn't get to a street this year, we already have a list for the following year. And so again, I think what the public really wants is for us to be responsible with tax dollars, and so using technology to be the most efficient with the tax dollar, but also making sure we have investment in our infrastructure and roadways being chief among them.
Yeah, when we hear from folks all around Middle Tennessee and up into Southern Kentucky, they tell us time after time their biggest concerns, no matter where they live, but of course Columbia included, is the infrastructure. How are our utilities going to keep up with rapid growth? How are our roads going to keep up with rapid growth? And how do you address that development or overdevelopment? So I know that the road piece of this puzzle is just a small part of a much bigger picture for what you guys are dealing with there.
That's right, Jennifer. I mean, we've made significant investments in a number of our different infrastructure. To your point, Columbia is a growing, thriving community. So it's important that our infrastructure keep up with that growth so that 30 years from now, leaders in city council and in the mayor's office can look back and say that the leaders of yesterday really took care of and prepared us for the growth that we're in today. And that's where we are now. We've made investments in our wastewater plant, over $100 million, to make sure that we can keep up with our growth in our wastewater area. To your point about roadways, and really just making sure that we want to have responsible growth, and that responsible growth includes keeping up with our infrastructure and using the taxpayer dollars wisely.
All right, Chaz Molder, the mayor down there in Columbia, and everyone, please keep in mind, even though there's going to be some growth, there's also going to be some growing pains. I imagine a few lane closures here and there. Just be patient with them as they're working on that. We appreciate you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Justin and Jennifer. Good to be with you.